From day one, the African People's Socialist Party has always struggled with self-reliance. We've done car washes, fish fries, picked oranges, and even lived in collectives, rotating so one person could work for a period, so others could be full-time organizers. During the entire 40-plus years of the party's work, we have built programs, institutions, organizations, and campaigns to meet the political and economic needs of our people and to advance our movement. Since 1994, the African People's Education and Defense Fund, APEDF, has developed community-run programs in this historically oppressed community and other cities nationally to address the grave disparities in health, education, and economic development. APDF has a track record of providing solutions and making a strong positive impact on the condition of poverty, unemployment, poor health care, and lack of economic development for the African community. The Uhuru House Community Center features community youth programs that create real community commerce, self-sustaining economic activities, and employment opportunities. These APDF programs and facilities have made a tremendous difference in the lives of families in South St. Petersburg, East Oakland, and Philadelphia. Uhuru GCO Community Commercial Kitchen offer caterers, food truck operators, and others to use their talents and entrepreneur spirits to develop local food service businesses. GCO will soon provide classes in healthy nutrition and cooking and business development. Aquaba Hall hosts cultural, social, and community events, such as educational forums and conferences, theater and performing arts productions, student tutoring, CNA training classes, and more. The hall is also available as an affordable rental space for important community celebrations, such as graduations, weddings, baby showers, Kwanzaa celebrations, and family reunions. APDF is funded solely by community support, not by agencies or grants. Our community counts on us to offer these type of programs. We count on you to join the many businesses and individuals who contribute to the positive future that benefits us all. You can come in now and make a difference. Bring your skills and expertise into Black Star Industries, building economic foundations for and between African people worldwide. Uhuru Foods and Pies is one of the dynamic economic development institutions of Black Star Industries. Named for the Swahili word freedom, Uhuru Foods and Pies is a subsidiary of Black Star Industries, a Black-led self-determination program of the African People's Socialist Party, the worldwide organization building for African liberation and unification. Uhuru Foods and Pies is not a business owned by individuals, but a part of an independent African economy that African people are building once again. BSI believes that not one child should go hungry, not one family should be homeless, not one youth shall be without a positive future, not one elder shall be disrespected and alone, not one African shall be thrown into prison by a system that makes money from his or her incarceration. BSI is based on the understanding that capitalism is an unjust social system that came into being through slavery, violence, and genocide. Ultimately, the vision of Uhuru Foods and Pies is about putting the means to grow, produce, and distribute fresh food into the hands of African people. The vision of Uhuru Foods and Pies includes the goals to control our own land, farms, trucking, baking, cooking, and distribution of food, none of which African people are able to carry out on a large scale inside the U.S., Africa, or anywhere else in the world today. Nothing says more clearly to our people and the world that we are about the assumption of actual self-determination than our economic programs through which we achieve self-reliance. We reiterate, there is no such thing as self-determination independent of self-reliance. They go hand in hand. For over 30 years, Uhuru Foods and Pies have been carried out by the most incredible volunteers in several cities throughout the country, with Oakland and St. Petersburg leading the way. We've done street fairs, catering, markets, theater concessions, coffee cart, and a bakery cafe, and popular music events. And now it's time to take Uhuru Foods and Pies to the next level and develop a model that enables us to launch Uhuru Foods and Pies nationally. Today, the momentum behind social-minded and sustainable business practices is growing incredibly strong. The Uhuru movement has laid the groundwork for this next leap. It is not just a pie or a breakfast. It is a cause that forwards the right of African people ourselves to determine our own lives and future. So how do we go from a primarily volunteer enterprise to one that not only increases our volunteers, but also meet the strategic goal of Black Star Industries to bring economic development projects to benefit the African working class community? While Black Star Industries is a LLC, the new model will require us to transition to a benefit corporation, which is a new class of business, a legal entity which is required by law to create a general benefit for society. Benefit corporations must have a material positive impact on society and must consider how their decisions affect their employees, their community, and their environment. Phase 1, Workforce Development. Black Star Industry feels that employment is the most critical need for self-reliance and self-determination for the African working class. Workforce development will provide training in financial literacy and tools for educational advancement, with specific focus on skill set development for Uhuru Foods and Pies that offers a livable wage. At a future time, we will open up training and employment for other Black Star Industries entities. These programs does not negate our volunteer program, but it meets the strategic objective of Black Star Industries to bring an economic development program to the African community by providing the training for jobs, creating community commerce, and building Uhuru Foods and Pies. The program will only offer jobs and trainings in which we have the expertise and the need. The program will build on Uhuru Foods and Pies' long history and practices, including operating Uhuru Bakery Cafe and Catering and Uhuru GCO. The Workforce Development Program will assist adults with barriers to employment, those with minimal education and work experience, a history of incarceration, drug and alcohol use, and homelessness. Our target population would be African people who has been incarcerated. Black Star Industry recognized the colonial conditions that results in mass incarceration of African men and African women, who are now the fastest growing sector of people being incarcerated, in particular in private-owned prisons, locking them up to ensure they would never again gain the skills needed to better their life and chances for their children and family. This leaves African children to fend for themselves in poverty. Phase 2, Housing Initiative. Black Star Industry has begun its property acquisition. We have one Black Star Industry home that is used to house our staff at affordable monthly rent to address affordable housing needs in our community. The provision of affordable housing is essential to helping African people achieve self-sufficiency. Phase 3, Community Gardens. Black Star Industries and Uhuru Foods and Pies will continue the Uhuru movement tradition of building backyard and community gardens. Backyard gardens will not only be a source of food for all programs participants, but also used in bartering and trade within the community for other produce. Members of our program will grow food for ingredients needed for Uhuru Foods and Pies, relearn African farming skills, and save money on store-bought products. Phase 4, Childcare Collective. With an estimated 67% or more of African children being born to African women outside traditional marriage, African women as sole child caregivers are locked into a severe social, economic, and political dilemma. Capitalist society has robbed the African community of its tradition of collective living. Meanwhile, African women do not have the economic means for individual child care. This prevents African women from full participation in economic, political, and social life. The African Internationalist Women's Conference will support building child care collectives to help African working-class single mothers and the African family become self-reliant and independent through reinstitutionalizing the tradition of African collective. based on modern social principles. BSI will partner with African National Women's Organization to develop this initiative. This is an exciting development, and we want you to be a part of achieving this vision. It's bigger than building Uhuru Foods and Pies. It's building an economy that involves sectors of the African working class that have been pushed out of the productive life of the African community and society as a whole. We will be building Uhuru Foods and Pies by meeting all the needs of a worker for food, clothing, shelter, collective community childcare, and meaningful work. We are asking you to join Black Star Industries' economic front to build a free and independent African economy. If you unite with this project, sign up for Black Star Industry today. Get involved wherever you live. Call 727-914-3607. Email us at info@bsi1billionstrong.com. Join today. Uhuru.